If you're here, it's likely you belong to one of a few tribes. Maybe you were the architect, the one who spent countless nights after school laying down block after block in Minecraft, building a world with your friends that felt more real than your own. Or perhaps you were the soldier, the one whose reflexes were forged in the fiery lobbies of Call of Duty, Battlefield, where every victory and every defeat felt monumental. You might have been the strategist, the one who meticulously studied lanes and item builds in League of Legends, convincing your mom that those skin purchases were a vital, tactical investment. It doesn't really matter which banner you flew, because regardless of our paths, we've all arrived at the same strange, quiet destination. We've reached a point where gaming, our trusted escape, feels different. It's like running into a childhood friend you haven't seen in years. The face is familiar, the voice is the same, but the connection, that effortless spark, just isn't there anymore. You can't pinpoint the exact moment it changed, but you can feel its absence. That's the ghost haunting modern gaming. The same titles, the same logos, but not the same soul. The question that keeps nagging at us is a simple one. Did the games change, or did we? That's what we're going to explore together, because I refuse to let gaming become another item on my to-do list. I want it to be the sanctuary it once was, not another source of stress I need a sanctuary from. So, let's figure out how we can recapture that magic, and learn how to make gaming truly fun again. Nothing, and I mean nothing, captured the spirit of adventure quite like booting up a fresh Minecraft server with your friends. Remember the struggle? Before dedicated servers were a simple click away, we were digital explorers navigating the wild west of the internet. We'd download a dozen suspicious programs from sketchy websites, praying one of them would work. What even was port forwarding? Who cared? We had Hamachi, our clunky, unreliable digital lifeline. And when we finally connected, our goal wasn't efficiency. We didn't play to speedrun the Ender Dragon, or construct some hyper-efficient mega farm we saw on YouTube. We played to survive, to explore, and to inevitably betray each other for a single diamond before blowing up our shared house with a mountain of TNT. That chaos was the magic. It was the same magic found in the frantic corridors of Black Ops 2 Zombies. The hours we poured into maps like Origins felt like a true pilgrimage. I can still hear the collective scream through our tinny webcam mics the first time we successfully built an elemental staff. I can still feel the primal rage when the Ghost Witch on Buried would steal thousands of points I had been saving for that pack-a-punch. And the multiplayer? That was our digital coliseum. It's where an entire generation learned the most creative insults known to man. Today's gamers wouldn't last 10 seconds in a 2012 MW2 lobby. But in fairness, it's also where many of us forged friendships that have lasted to this day. Bonds created through shared victories and rage quits. Then there was the pure, unadulterated sandbox mayhem of Battlefield 3. That game wasn't about kill-death ratios. It was about moments. It was about spending an entire afternoon trying to master the art of launching a Jeep off a cliff to land on a skyscraper, just because we saw someone do it in a montage video. It was about strapping C4 to a dirt bike and sending it flying into a helicopter for no reason other than the sheer, gut-busting hilarity of it all. I swear, the sight of my friend's character model getting launched into the stratosphere at supersonic speeds made me laugh so hard I couldn't breathe. It was objectively stupid, but it was the most fun in the world. But that was then. We were there. We remember the golden age. The real mystery is why it feels so distant now. Why, when I try to play these games today, or their modern equivalents, does that feeling of pure joy feel so out of reach? I think I've finally started to understand why. Somewhere along the way, between then and now, the industry decided that playing a game wasn't enough. We had to start working at it. Gaming transformed from a playground into a second job. Every single major release, from shooters to RPGs, is designed with a singular purpose: to keep you logging in. Not because it's fun, but because you have to. Daily challenges, weekly quests, limited time events, and the ever-present Battle Pass. These aren't features designed for enjoyment. They're psychological hooks designed to create a habit and exploit your fear of missing out. Playtime is no longer measured in memorable moments, but in checkboxes ticked and XP bars filled. It's a performance review, not a pastime. And it isn't just the games themselves, it's the entire culture that has morphed around them. The rise of streaming and esports has normalized a level of performance that is completely unattainable for the average person. Everyone wants to be the next superstar. Success is no longer a happy accident, it's the expected outcome. If you aren't dropping a 20-kill game in Warzone, if you haven't beaten the latest raid boss within the first week, or if you don't have the meta loadout memorized, you're made to feel like you're playing the game wrong. You're falling behind. This pressure to optimize the fun out of everything is exhausting. Even when I try to just relax and play, a part of my brain is calculating whether I'm using the right attachments, following the optimal path, or contributing enough to the team. It's an invisible, unspoken set of rules that we never agreed to, but we all feel compelled to follow. Think about it. Do you actually continue playing after you've unlocked that final, ultimate camouflage? Do you really keep exploring your Minecraft world after you've gotten the elytra and defeated all the bosses? For most of us, the answer is no. The moment the grind is over, the game is over. We spend weeks working towards a goal, only to feel empty when we achieve it, because the journey wasn't about fun, it was about completion. That's the core of the problem. We've been conditioned to believe that the right way to play is the most efficient way. We've forgotten that the fun in Minecraft wasn't just about getting full diamond armor. It was about digging a 2-block deep hole, covering it with sand, and tricking your friend into falling in for the 10th time. The fun in Battlefield wasn't about having the highest K/D. It was about the spontaneous, unscripted moments of pure chaos. That joy came from the freedom to be silly, to experiment, and to fail spectacularly. That's what fun is. It's not a checklist. It's not a grind. It's just playing. So how do we fix this? How do we unlearn these habits and reclaim our hobby? It's simpler than you think. Here are 3 practical solutions to make gaming feel like an escape again. First, you need to explore a new world. And no, I don't just mean a new open-world map. I mean you need to try a completely different genre of game. If you spend all your time in hyper-competitive shooters, your brain is wired for constant stress and optimization. Shock your system. Go play a relaxing farming simulator like Stardew Valley. Try a cooperative, chaotic mining game like Deep Rock Galactic. Dive into a story-rich, single-player experience like The Witcher 3. These games operate on a completely different set of rules. They remind you that the goal of a game doesn't have to be winning. It can be about creation, exploration, or simply experiencing a beautiful story. It resets your perspective and cleanses your palate. Second, find a terrible co-pilot. I'm serious. Go play a game with someone who is genuinely, hilariously bad at it. It could be your mom, your dad, your girlfriend, your little brother. Anyone who doesn't live and breathe the hyper-competitive gaming world. When you play with someone who is just trying to figure out how to walk and look around at the same time, all that pressure to perform vanishes. Their mistakes are funny, not frustrating. Their sense of wonder at simple things you take for granted is infectious. It reminds you of a time when you were new, when every little discovery was a monumental achievement. It reminds you that, in the grand scheme of things, none of this actually matters. And that brings us to the third and most important solution. Learn the art of wasting time. You need to purposefully play a game with no objective, no goals, no quests, no achievements. Just load into a game and exist. Hop into your favorite shooter and use the worst gun in the game on purpose. Log into your favorite MMO and ignore the quest markers. Just pick a direction and walk. Build a ridiculously impractical and ugly house in Minecraft. The goal is to defy the game structure. The best memories are born from these moments of digital aimlessness. When you aren't chasing a reward, you're free to create your own fun. You're just playing, like you did when you were a kid. You did it simply because it was fun. Ultimately, video games mattered to us because, in the real world, they didn't matter. They were a consequence-free zone where we could be heroes, villains, creators, or idiots. That's why we all fell in love with them. Whether we were the Minecraft kid, the COD sweat, or the League nerd, that shared joy is the foundation of this entire culture. It's the reason I started this channel in the first place. And the fact that you've watched this far proves that this feeling is still alive in you too. Your time and attention are what make creating these videos possible, and I can't thank you enough for that. If this resonated with you, I'd be honored if you'd consider subscribing to join our community. Thank you for watching. Now go waste some time and have some fun. Oh, and if you're still here, the algorithm absolutely loves it when you watch another video. It helps the channel more than you know. So maybe check out my video on the most underrated